All right. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, Carlos.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Fine, thank you.
Good.
Um,
And where are you from?
I'm from Spain.
Wonderful, wonderful. It's very nice to meet you.
How is it? Me also? How how can I say? Uh, I,
Nice to meet you. Or
nice,
meet you.
nice to meet you too.
Very good, very good, very nice. I'm just looking, is that the Mona Lisa there in your picture?
Yes, that picture I take last month when I went to the Louvre Museum.
Wow. Yeah,
It was very beautiful on
cool.
the picture. Yeah.
I had heard that it's very, very small, but I have
Yeah.
never seen it, and so wow, it really is very small.
Yes, it is. But
Um,
it's beautiful.
cool. I've never been to the Louvre. I would love to see it someday.
You must go there.
It's on my list of places I hope to go someday when I can afford a trip to France.
Yes.
Excellent. And let's see. Hello, Anatoly.
Hello,
How are you doing today?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
I'm fine also. Um, yeah, good Saturday so far. So I'm glad you're here. And Ra, hello.
Hello, hi.
How are you today?
Yes, I'm fine, thank you. And you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Okay.
Um, and are you new to my classes as well?
No, I think I followed one class
Okay,
from
okay,
you, I
wonderful.
think.
Will you re
My name is Rashid.
Rashid? Okay, Rashid, wonderful. Um, awesome. Will you remind me again where you're from?
I'm from the Netherlands.
From the Netherlands. Excellent.
Yes,
Well, I'm glad to see you again. Welcome to class.
thank you.
All right. We should have a few more people joining us. Um, so we'll give them just a moment. But um, I'll just talk a little bit about tonight's lesson. TED Talks, of course, are interesting um, talks or kind of speakers, people who speak for a living or who are very knowledgeable about a subject, give a talk about a subject. They're very informative and entertaining, and they also make a good subject for listening practice in English. They often speak very quickly, and because they are so interesting, they also provide some discussion. So that's why I do TED Talks. I've only done a few lessons with TED Talks. The last one, I originally designed it to be more of a speaking lesson where you would get to kind of discuss the information. But after doing a few, I changed the modality to listening because I think that's really the area that is going to improve by doing these lessons. It's really difficult to catch everything that they say in the TED Talks. So, and for that reason, we will also watch the video 2 times. It's short, it's only 5 minutes, less than 5 minutes. So we have time to read the whole thing, to watch the whole thing 2 times. And really get to really understand what they're talking about. And let's see, Davy, hello.
Hello, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
Well, I'm fine as well. I'm really excited to be in your class. It's my
Good,
first
I'm
time with you.
excited. Yeah, I'm excited to have you. Where are you from?
Well, actually, I'm from Nicaragua, exactly Managua, which is the capital. This is
Oh,
in Central America.
wonderful, wonderful. Nicaragua. I think you might be my first Nicaraguan student on Verbling.
Wonderful.
So
That's
wonderful.
nice.
I'm very glad you're
Yeah.
here. Great. So let's get started. We'll start with a little bit of a warm-up, just looking at some of the discussion questions. That will give us a kind of an idea of the things we will hear about in this video. And then we will go to the YouTube video, and we're actually going to watch it on YouTube itself because YouTube lets us use closed captioning. I find as you're listening, it's helpful to also see the words. So I'm going to put a link to the YouTube video in the chat right now. And then we will watch on YouTube. We'll watch it 2 times so you can really understand. And then we'll have some discussion about it. I have not watched this video yet. But I chose it because it's very relevant to language learning. It's called A Brief History of Plural Words. It's a man named John McWhorter, who is a linguist. My bachelor's degree was in linguistics. So I really enjoy linguistics, and I think I will learn a thing or two from John McWhorter in this video. All right. So are there any questions or comments before we begin?
Nope.
All right.
No.
So we'll go to the TED Talk page first, and there are 5 questions. We're just going to read the questions and maybe take a guess at the answer, and then we'll watch the video to really find out. Okay, so that'll get us ready to watch. If you want that website as well, I will post it quickly here. Here's the TED Talks page. All right, so let's get to it. A brief history of plural words. All right.
Is there a link or okay? Oh, I see it now.
Yeah, and there is a link if you want to open it in your own window. I know some students like to have 2 windows open. So let's look at the questions first. Again, we don't know the answers to these yet. These are just to help us get ready for what we will watch. So what do modern English speakers do to words when they want to talk about more than one of something? A, sometimes they add an S on the end of the word. B, they just have to know the exact word for the plural, at least for some words. C, if the word ends in a consonant, they add an S. And D, both A and B. You probably know the answer to this already. Does anyone want to take a guess?
Okay, can I go ahead?
Yes, go ahead.
What I might say is letter D, both A and B.
Good, good. Good, good. And you've probably studied that, I'm sure, in language learning. So I don't think I'll be spoiling the video if I say that that's correct.
Okay.
Great, wonderful, thank you. Let's look at question 2. In Old English, what did you add on to the end of the words lamb, egg, and bread to make them plural? A, ru, B, s, C, ren, or D, isses? I have no idea what the answer is. Does anyone want to take a guess? It looks like Anatoly says D.
Hello?
No,
Oh,
it
that was
was
for before.
before. Mhm.
Okay. Yeah.
Hello.
Yes.
I think B.
You think
Yes.
B, S. I have no idea. That might be correct. Why do you think B?
Because that's the plural of this kind of word.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So maybe,
Eggs,
um,
yams.
yeah. So maybe in Old English they had an ES instead of simply an S. Interesting. Could be. I don't know. Anyone else? Any other guesses?
Well, I'm gonna say A, but I have no idea.
Good. So just a guess. A. Guessing A. Great. Anyone else with a random guess? I am going to guess. I'm sorry, did someone say something? I think Mustafa, did you say something? Oh, C. Okay, you're very quiet. I'm having a hard time hearing you. But your guess is C? Okay, wonderful. My guess is also C. I don't know if that's right, but I think of the word children. So I wonder if children maybe exists because of an Old English plural ending. All right. Our next question. Why did modern English evolve from its ancestor, Old English? A, English speakers realized how difficult the language was to learn for non-native speakers. B, the Vikings, who spoke only Norse, took over much of England and streamlined English. C, English speakers stopped mimicking the sounds of animals in their daily speech. Or D, the first dictionary was written, providing tangible reference for vocabulary. Any guesses, anyone?
Well, I will start saying C because it's just a lot of fun. But I have no idea.
Very good. Good guess. Good. C. So maybe C. Anyone else a different guess?
I think B.
You think B. Excellent. Excellent. So the Vikings. That maybe it had to do with the Vikings and their language. Wonderful. Anyone else a different guess?
I also think B.
Excellent, excellent, good. Yeah. All right. This one I do know the answer, so I'm not going to say anything. We'll listen for the answer in the video. And question 4. This is an open-ended question. So we're just going to read it now, and then after we watch the video, we'll have a discussion using this question. So keep this question in mind. Hopefully each of you will answer it after the video. The question is, have you noticed evolution in the English language? Explain your observations, including reasons you think they happened. So have you noticed evolution or change in the English language? I'm really interested to hear your answers on this one, especially since English is not your native language. It will be very interesting for me to hear your opinions about whether English is changing. And so then our last question, another open-ended question. So please, everyone, have an answer for this after we watch the video. What languages have remained relatively unchanged throughout history, and why? So what languages have remained relatively unchanged throughout history? Why? I'm also interested in our answers there. It should be a good discussion. All right, so if we're ready, let's go to the YouTube site. This is only the third time I've done a TED Talk, I think, third or maybe fourth, so please be patient if the video isn't, if it doesn't work, let me know, and we'll try figure out how to make it work. But hopefully you'll be able to hear it if I just play through the screen share. So let's give it a try. And again, we will watch it twice. All right, so here we go. All right. So the video worked well for everybody? Everyone could hear and see?
Yes.
No, we can
I
see
can only
only.
see. I can only see.
Okay. So some people could hear and see, but someone could only see? Is that correct?
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
But actually, if you click on the link that you put in the chat, it's easier. I mean, I opened up a new window, so I saw it directly from YouTube, so I
Oh,
was able to see. So I think it's
okay.
easier. I don't know.
Yeah, that I'm gonna say if you couldn't hear it, um, please open the link in a new window. Um,
Yeah.
we will watch it one more time. Um, and I'm sorry, I have to figure out how to make this work more smoothly. I know there is a YouTube app um, that I can use with the Google Hangout. But when I do that, there's no way to add the closed captioning or the words on the bottom.
Okay. Can I ask about the link? Where is the link?
Yes, it is in the Verbling chat. So if you go to the left of your screen,
Yeah.
and you'll see the little V for Verbling box. Click on the Verbling box, and then you should see a chat on the right side of the screen. And it is the first link that I posted at 7:07 p.m.
I saw only group chat.
Let me repost it. I can also post it in the group chat. That might be easier if that's available for you. So let me just quickly post in the Google chat the same link. There it is.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes, of course. Okay. So a lot of information in the video. It is, again, very listening intensive. There's a lot to pay attention to, a lot to hear. So we will watch it one more time. If you were not able to hear, please just open it up on your own window, and you'll be able to hear, I hope. Okay, so if everyone's ready, let's go back to the start and watch again. Okay. All right. I'm sorry. I need to pause this. I'm getting a message that is telling me this Hangout on air will end if you continue broadcasting content that you aren't authorized to use. I have never seen this message before. Can you all see that on your side?
No, it's okay.
Okay.
No.
No.
Yeah, I don't understand it because as far as I know, this video is on YouTube for anyone to watch whenever they want. But I don't want our Hangout to get shut down. So I'm gonna try using the YouTube app to get to the video. Maybe it's because I'm not using the YouTube app. Again, in my other TED Talk lessons, I have not had this problem. I apologize. I just don't want the Hangout to get shut down. So give me just a moment, and I'll try to change the format. Seems very strange to me. I'll read more. There's more info for me, so I'll look at that later on. But it looks like there's a problem with the Google Hangout copyright. So we will go to the YouTube app and try to watch it there. Here, I'll paste the URL. Okay. I'm going to stop there. I did get that message popped up again. So I guess that video has a copyright on it, and I'm not allowed to broadcast copyrighted videos. So that's new to me, but they did not shut us down, so we're in luck. All right. So are there any comments before we go back to our questions?
No.
Okay. Pretty interesting, in my opinion. And there was some new information, definitely a lot of new information for me. I had no idea we used to say beak instead of books. So interesting, very interesting. All right, let's go back to our TED Talks page and we'll get into some of the questions. All right. So our first question, what do modern English speakers do to words when they want to talk about more than one of something? A, sometimes they add an S on the end of the word. B, they just have to know the exact word. C, if the word ends in a consonant, they add an S. D, both A and B. We did answer this one at the start, but who can remind us what is the answer?
D.
Yep, D, both A and B. Sometimes we add an S, but then there's words like children and geese and feet where you just need to know the plural form. Great. So number 2, in Old English, what did you add onto the end of the words lamb, egg, and bread to make them plural? And you can, yeah. Wonderful. And who guessed roux? One of you guessed roux before we started. Who was that?
I think I said wrong.
Cool. Well, very good, very good. You were right. I did not know that one. I was wrong. I thought maybe it would be ren, like children. But it was roux. Interesting. Great. All right. Question 3. Is there anyone who wants to read this question and answer for us? Get a little reading practice in?
We didn't catch the. I didn't catch the meaning of this.
Oh, I was just asking if somebody wants to read this question before we answer it. Otherwise, I can read it again. But
okay, you want me to read?
Sure, if you would be willing, please.
Okay, no problem. Why did modern English evolve from its ancestor Old English? A. English speakers realized how difficult the language was to learn for non-native speakers. B. The Vikings, who spoke only Norse, took over much of England and streamlined English. C. English speakers stopped mimicking the sounds of animals in their daily speech. D. The first dictionary was providing tangible reference for vocabulary.
Excellent. Thank you for reading. And you can enter your answer into the chat, or you can say the answer. We should know the answer now. What is the answer?
D.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly right. So the answer is B. The Vikings, who spoke only Norse, took over much of England and streamlined English.
What does it mean Norse? Speak only Norse.
Norse was the language that the Vikings spoke. I believe it's still spoken today. Maybe. I'm not sure on that. But it was their language. So they did not speak English. They went to England and changed English.
Yeah, I want to ask about if the English evaluate from this language.
Yeah, so at least it evolved because of the influence. English didn't evolve directly from Norse. English came directly from German.
Yeah.
So not a direct evolution, but I do believe they are in the same kind of branch of language tree. And it does sound like the Norse speakers influenced English quite a lot, or changed it. Yeah. Really good question. Really good question. All right, let's go to 4. Can I have a volunteer read question 4 for us?
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
Okay. Have you noticed evolution in the English language? Explain your observation, including reasons you think they happened.
Good. Thank you, Sergio.
Okay.
Good. So I'd like to open this question up to anyone who wants to answer. Hopefully you can all answer. I would like to hear your opinions. Have you noticed evolution in English?
I mean, I think it is moving to simplifying words because many people, foreigners, use it as a language for international communications. It tends to simplify.
Oh yeah, so we might notice it getting a little simpler or even simpler as non-native speakers use it regularly. Yeah, good, thank you. Anyone else? Have you noticed any change? So one reason is internet and non-native speakers. Any other changes you've noticed and reasons?
Was very the speed of writing is very very
Very fast.
Yes, it was vast.
Yes, yes. These are these are tough, and even probably we could watch 3 times to really get more out of it. But even just thinking not about the video, just in your studies of English, have you noticed any changes? Living languages are always changing, so if there are native speakers of a language, it will change over time.
Yeah, I think many languages have ability to keep it not vanishing. It makes some evaluation based on changing in the plural or in the suffix or prefix or like that. And that make it easy for those who speak it.
Okay, so changing and getting easier for speakers. Yeah, so like Anatoly said, it's getting simpler.
Yeah.
Yeah, and why do you think that is?
To keep it to keep it not vanishing.
Yeah. Yeah, if it were very difficult or very complex,
Ah,
people would stop speaking it, I guess.
yeah, yeah, I think that the case.
Yeah, I'd agree. Anyone else? Any other changes you've noticed?
Personally, I think English has become, of course, it is an international language, but I think after it is broken off the borders. I mean, this when the big groups like include oh my goodness, for the Union European Union, for example, and they English has been adding uh, words even not originally from England or English. You know what I mean? This is can be more can be easy in of course, but it's more understandable for everywhere everybody in this block. I think maybe
Yeah.
probably they use one word, whether it's English or from French, but yeah, this is English.
Yeah, really good point. Yeah, so as English um, adopts or takes words from other languages, it changes. Yeah. And that is one of the unique things about English, is that English is very well suited to borrowing words from other languages without changing them very much. It's kind of a unique fact about English. Good. Anyone else? Any other changes and reasons for those changes?
Well,
Yeah.
maybe not.
Oh,
Go ahead. I'm
sorry.
sorry. Go ahead. Go
Okay.
ahead. Who was speaking?
Davey, why don't you go ahead?
Okay. No. I was just. Actually, I will agree with all the guys. I might say that the main reason is was just to make the to make it easier for people like us, non-English speakers. Actually, I cannot even imagine German, the mixture between a German and an English speaker. I know I thought that might be crazy in order to understand English, and that's why it's becoming easier in the past of the time. Actually, as you were telling, English take so many words from different languages and to adapt, I don't know, to a new language and something like that. But I think that the main reason is just to make this understandable, easier for us to learn, since English is becoming universal. So I don't know. I think that's it.
Yeah. Yeah, so again, the more people learning English, the more simplifications happen. Yeah, great, good. And then please correct me if I pronounce your name wrong. Old?
Yeah. That's my name.
Okay, what were you going to say?
I want to say that the good example for the evaluation of English language is we can see it in the technology,
Mhm,
uh, the IT, in the IT, information technology,
mhm, mhm.
where the English language uh, use some new words related to this IT to make think easy for learners, like when it use Google, like a verb. Uh,
Ah.
we now in the English we use I Google it like I searching for it.
Yeah, yeah. So we see that technology is causing quite a few changes
Yeah.
to English. Yeah, really good point. Great point.
Yeah.
Good. Anyone else? Good. I think you have all made really good points. I suppose I would, if I were to answer this, I would agree with all of you. Um, and of course, other evolutions we might notice, of course, are slang or popular words. Slang is an area that is always changing and changing quickly in language. So new words become fashionable to say and become more present in the language. Also, common errors. There are some errors that are so common that that they become almost correct. For example, the subjunctive. English does have the subjunctive mood, but it's used so rarely, or it's used incorrectly, that it becomes normal. Yeah, so that's another one that I can think of. Let's go. Yes.
I think there are many. There are one example related to the abbreviation. I don't know. Is that make sense in this case or not? When we use I'd like or I going instead of no what can I say that?
Like
Hmm.
saying
I
if
gonna
gonna, yeah.
I don't know is that simplest thing or not?
Really great question. And that is actually related to pronunciation, to the stress and rhythm patterns of English. So
Yeah,
contractions like I'm or I've,
yeah,
and then changing going to gonna.
yeah,
That is um, because of stress. Um, so, for example, with going to, we often do not pronounce the preposition to. We do not pronounce it clearly. It's a function word, so it does not receive stress. And so when we're speaking, we don't pronounce it well, and it changes. It becomes the kind of the Um, Same with going to, going to. Going is so frequent, and going to is so frequent in spoken English that it receives less stress, and it
yeah.
becomes gonna. Yeah.
Interesting.
Really, really good question. That's one of my favorite areas of English is how stress affects spoken English.
Yeah, very
Good. Good. Anyone else? Any other questions or comments on this question? All right, let's look at question 5. Can I have a volunteer read question 5 for us?
okay.
All right, go ahead.
What languages have remained relatively unchanged throughout history, and why?
All right, and I thought the video was going to answer this for us. I didn't hear an answer in the video, but maybe some of you have some ideas about this. So what do you think? It's kind of a tough question.
Well, actually, I'm not really sure about that. I'm not sure if there's a language that it hasn't changed throughout the time, but I'm not really sure, but I might say that Spanish is a really common language, and I don't see a lot of changes on it. What I can see is the different pronunciation. For example, here in Nicaragua, my mother language is Spanish, but I don't speak as the way as an Spanish speaker will pronounce it. It's really different. But I don't know if the pronunciation changing or the language indeed. I'm not really sure. Just wanted to
Good.
comment that.
Yeah, good comment. Thank you for saying that. Um, yeah, it does seem. Well, does anyone else have any comments on that or guesses as to an answer?
Well, in my opinion, I think I not say this is impossible because I'm not sure, but this is really difficult for one language nowadays don't have influence for another language. I think even for the Indians,
Mhm.
like the natives, like the beginning of the I don't know here, for example, when
Mhm.
they discover Brazil, I think it has influence by maybe for TV, for radio or something like that, internet. Now I think this is something really interfere in this language, even for really they can protect this, like, oh, let's protect this language. Okay, maybe some languages don't have too much influence, but I don't believe that there's any language that keep the same characteristics from the beginning.
Yeah, I would agree with you. I agree that all languages that are spoken have some type of changes happening in them. Though they may be small, um, if it's a living language, it has changes. Um, my answer would be, I would say Latin. I would say only dead languages don't change. So a dead language is a language that has no native speakers alive. So if all the native speakers of a language have died, then the language is considered dead. And as far as I know, those are the only languages that don't change. So Latin or Old English. Um, yeah. Anyone else? Any thoughts or answers for that one?
I I want to say something related to the connection between the language and the religion.
Yeah.
Because when we see the language which has some relation with religion, uh, especially this text which which the believers uh, keep keep in mind keep it sorry keep it in mind.
Mhm.
I'm
So
sorry, I
no,
didn't.
that's okay. Take a minute, and you can continue when your throat's cleared. Um,
Yeah. I think that the language related to the maybe it it not very it not has many changes compare with other language, and that happen because those text religions uh, it keep it keep in mind of those who believe in the text, you know.
Can you say that again? Your microphone got a little quiet there. Can you repeat that, please?
I will give you an example to explain my point.
Excellent.
You know, in Arabic language, which I speak, the language remain the same before now and before maybe 14 cycle. And that why happened because the Arabic have some relation with Islamic religion, and Islamic religion has a text like a Bible, which called Al-Quran. Quran.
Yeah.
And that text remain in all believers, or I don't know how I can say them.
Yeah.
The believers keep this text in mind. You know?
Okay. So then Arabic has stayed relatively the same because the Quran has remained the same.
Yes, and because the God in this vision ask for believers to keep the Quran text in mind.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah, that makes sense.
And that makes the language the same. You know?
Yeah, great point. Thanks for bringing that up. Yeah, so Arabic might be one of the languages that is relatively unchanged because of the factor of religion and belief.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
That's what I want to say.
Yeah, really good point. Really good point.
I do apologize for my my language. It's very bad.
No, you're great. You're great. That's why we're all here. There's no apologies for learning a language here. I love language learners and I love learning languages myself. So, well, it looks like we are just about out of time. I want to thank everyone for your participation. Good thought-provoking discussion. And I think we all learned a few things. I know I certainly did.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you
Yeah.
all.
Yeah, thank you all, and I hope to see you again in another class very soon.
Thank you very much, Stephanie.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks,
Bye.
Stephanie. Take care, everyone.
Bye, thank you, take care. Goodbye.
Enjoy your weekend.
Thank you, I will. Bye-bye. See you soon.
Bye.
Bye.